ASEAN summit in Kuala Lumpur has wrapped up, with the Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim taking to the stage one last time in his role as the bloc's chair.
Focusing on the economic fundamentals, and in terms of investment, trade, and economic growth, it is one of the fastest growing economy in the world. That's why the whole world is looking at us. That's why the whole world, but that is the whole continent is here. Because of it is peaceful, it has enormous potential to propel economic growth.
The Philippines taking over as ASEAN chair after Mr. Anwar handed over the role to Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. during the closing ceremony. Mr. Marcos says Manila is prepared for the task ahead.
As your chairship concludes, the Philippines is honored to take on the responsibility of leading ASEAN from 2026. We are committed to carrying forward your momentum and to implement on its first year the ASEAN Community Vision 2045 with purpose and resolve. We likewise remain dedicated to facilitating the further integration of Timor-Leste into the ASEAN family.
AP correspondent Maria Ronson is covering the story for CNA, and she joins us live from Metro Manila. Maria, first up, help us understand this. Let's talk through the goals that you think the Philippines will likely focus on as ASEAN chair.
Okay, so the Philippines hopes to do the following: strengthen security and stability in the region, enhance economic cooperation among member countries, broaden engagement with dialogue partners such as the US, China, Japan, India, to name a few, and focus on regional concerns such as the situation in Myanmar and the Thai-Cambodia border, determine economic uncertainties, and more importantly, ensure peace and security issues along with maritime cooperation. They have said their primary goal is to conclude an effective, legally binding code of conduct, otherwise known as COC with China, in the South China Sea, which has been on the negotiating table for more than 2 decades. But as has been widely reported, China has not accepted the arbitral findings of 2016, which has been seen by many as a triumph for the Philippines, as it invalidated China's historic claims over the South China Sea. So expect the road to final signing of the COC on the South China Sea to be turbulent, to say the least. An easier path to navigate would be economic goals within the region. And one project being considered is an ASEAN Power Grid initiative. Integrating the region's power needs, it aims to connect electricity networks of member countries, enabling cross-border power trading. The project seems to fall right into what President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has asserted will be his focus in hosting ASEAN in 2026, to be practical, inclusive, and aim for measurable initiatives. And one important goal he hopes to achieve would be the concept of ASEAN centrality. That is for ASEAN to be the main platform for dialogue. And that means regional issues are addressed within rather than being dominated by outside major powers. But with the US and China flexing their muscle in the region through various trade tariffs, economic might, and skirmishes in the South China Sea.
Now, I just want to jump in here, Maria, and just cut you off there and pick up on what you are saying. Because I just really want to talk about the challenges, actually, that you think Manila will possibly face as a head of the bloc.
The challenges would be, as always, the developments in South China Sea, because South China Sea, apart from being rich in fish and natural resources, is an important trade route for everyone. So it's important that the access to these disputed waters are assured. There's also the situation in Myanmar that needs to be resolved, threats to regional peace and maritime security, and far-reaching impact of climate change and economic volatility.
Right, many thanks for your
challenges.
Got it. Thanks for your thoughts on that. AP correspondent Maria Ronson for CNA live from Metro Manila.